My name is Elliot Harris. I'm a developer on the ADM project, and today I'm going to show you a multi-touch demonstration using the Macbook Air's integrated trackpad and core animation. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and written a small application for OS X that basically takes those two items and integrates them so that you can basically create a photo table type demonstration that you may have seen in other multi-touch demos. One is Jefferson Hahn's TED videos, which you can find on YouTube, or Microsoft Surface Computer, or you could even think of it as maybe an extrapolated idea on the iPhone. Maybe a large tablet-like iPhone that has this type of capability. Those are basically the main references for this implementation. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is just launch this application and kind of show you what I've got so far. It should be noted right off the bat that this is not a commercial project. It's not even available at the moment. I just thought I'd like to show it to you and kind of get some feedback on the application itself. It's a school project of mine. I'm a student at the University of Texas at Dallas, and I've kind of put this together for a competition we've got coming up here. So what you can see here is a bunch of photos that we've collected, and I can basically just drag them around just like you'd expect if you had a bunch of these photos like out of a photo album and you wanted to maybe organize them. So you can see each photo kind of pulls out a little bit, kind of gets a little transparent so I can see where I'm dropping it, and I can just kind of organize these around the screen. I'm just going to organize them into 3 stacks here. You know, very intuitive, very typical of most photo implementations for things like this. And, you know, the effect looks really nice, and it provides a good foundation for, say, working on a project like this. So this is really nice. You know, anyone could appreciate this, and using this to look at their photos is really kind of cool. But I thought I'd take it a step further, and you know, since the whole point of this is to integrate multi-touch, we're going to go ahead and show off some of the multi-touch features of PhotoTouch. Now, you can't really see the trackpad because I don't have another camera to aim at it, but I'll kind of explain to you what I'm doing, and if you're familiar with the MacBook Air, this should make perfect sense to you. If not, head over to apple.com. They've got a bunch of videos of all the multi-touch stuff with the new laptops, and you can watch those, and maybe you'll have a bit better idea. For what it's worth, I think that the new trackpad's great, and I think that we're going to see a lot of really cool stuff coming out of Apple in terms of multi-touch. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm just going to go ahead and say to take this picture of trees. I'm going to pull it right onto the top stack, and you'll notice it's kind of off at maybe about an 80-degree angle or so. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 fingers. I'm going to place them directly on the trackpad about 1 inch from each other, and I'm just going to kind of rotate one finger over the other. You can see that rotates that way, and if I come back the other way, I can come around and basically pull the image to the orientation it was taken at. And so you can see here that's basically what you'd expect to do with a trackpad. It's the rotation gesture of a MacBook Air, and it just does exactly what you'd expect it to the photo. Now I can also kind of zoom in on this picture because they're all kind of small right now, and maybe I want to see some of the details of those. So what I can do is just pull this right up here. I just take 2 fingers, pull them apart, and it zooms in on the image. And I can very similarly take 2 fingers, push them together, and the image kind of zooms down. So that basically gives you an idea of what the multi-touch features can basically do in PhotoTouch. Now I can also you know, just organize pictures again. I can basically zoom out on pictures that are in the background, for say. So you can see, like, got a picture, little tiny corner I can see right here. I might just grab it, dragging it will bring it to the top, and then I can just zoom in on it. Beautiful sunset, really nice. And just like all the other, you know, multi-touch demos, I can basically drag a bunch of images around and resize them, and fairly responsive. Although this video is a little low frame rate, so it's a little bit more responsive when you're using it, but it gives you a good general idea. So I can take all these photos and do those. So that's basically the basic feature set of PhotoTouch. But I thought, you know, since it's core animation, I can do some other things. And so what I've done is, if you press spacebar here, we're just going to animate all the layers out into a nice grid pattern, so you can see every photo and kind of get an idea of what you've got. So if I press it, you can see it kind of animates out, and we've got this nice grid pattern now. And so I can go along and take these photos, and it looks like I've got some pictures of fireworks here, so maybe I'll just make a little fireworks montage. So I'm just going to drag this one kind of down over to the right corner, this one to the left corner. I can pull them out using my zoom, just kind of rotate them around, maybe grab this one, which happens to be a duplicate, but never mind. And so there, very quickly and easily, I've arranged these photos in just a really simple way using my trackpad on this $1,800 computer, just like any other multi-touch demo. However, I can also go, maybe I want to grab some more pictures just to kind of show. Kind of missed the mark. You'll notice that whichever picture your mouse is over is the picture that's affected. So maybe if I see my mouse is up here, I drag it, it'll drag, and certain photos are in front of this, certain photos are behind it. So everything's ordered using a 3D system if you don't know much about core animation. I'm going to drag another photo here. When you drag a picture, of course, it comes in front of everything else, just like you'd expect. And finally, maybe this clips. Let me just pull it out. And so there we go. So we've got kind of these photos stacked on one another and can kind of organize them. And if I hit spacebar again, we go back to kind of our random ordering, and then one more time gets us back to that grid. So double tap spacebar gets us back. So let's head back to this kind of ordering here. So what I've got now is basically just the deal. So this is your typical multi-touch setup for things like you've seen in the past. But it's basically done on a machine that's much cheaper, much more available than these other types of machines. It's not as powerful because I'm not actually reaching out and touching the photos, and I can't do any of the crazy, drawing things just yet. But it gives you a good idea of some of the things that are possible with core animation, OS X in general, and of course the multi-touch integration into the new laptops. I did want to thank Patrick Gibson. He's the one that provided all these photos. They're gorgeous photos, and you can find his website at patrickgibsonphotography.com. He's got a whole bunch of photos up there. He's a really great photographer, and you should definitely check him out. In addition, my sincere thanks to Jefferson Hahn. He's made the whole multi-touch thing just immensely awesome, and the demos that he has on Perspective Pixel are just really fun to watch. I watch them almost every day. They're really great videos. So finally, I just want to kind of finish up. What would any core animation demo be without some gratuitous animation kicked in? So I've just got it set up to kind of blast these photos around the screen, and we can just kind of start seeing that, and they'll fly around. I can press spacebar while this is happening to see them go back out, come back in, and then just press it again to stop. So that's basically the gist of it. I hope you've enjoyed the demonstration. The code may or may not be on my website. It probably won't be up until after I've presented it on April 11th. But after then, you should be able to find the code on my website, and you can check it out and play with it yourself. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. It kind of gives you an idea of what you can do with the integrated trackpad and the multi-touch in the MacBook Air and core animation. Thanks.